This Arctic village has a limit on how much alcoholic beverages each local can buy each month. Welcome back to Svalbard, the island close to the North Pole where life is just a little bit different. I've started this series called Svalbard Facts and Myths, where I tell you about just what those things are that make living here so unusual. We have polar bears roaming the island, which means that we have to be armed whenever leaving the settlement. We have extreme seasons, such as 4 months of endless daylight called the polar day, and then 2.5 months of complete darkness, also known as the polar night. If you've been following me for a while, you know all of this, as well as lots more, like how the scenery here is wild and how we cannot give birth here. So today I'm back with a new topic to this series, which is the fact that alcohol is rationed. We have a monthly quota of what we are allowed to buy. But first, I want to start off by saying that this video is in no way promoting the consumption of alcoholic beverages. It will not be showcasing any drinking, and it is not in collaboration with any company relating to alcohol consumption. This video is purely meant to be educational on Svalbard laws and regulations. So let's get into the video. My name is Cecilia and I've lived here on Svalbard for almost 7 years. So if you're new here, hi, and maybe subscribe if you want to follow my life in the Arctic. I live in this cabin with my boyfriend Christopher and our dog Grim, and we're just living the life. Svalbard is a Norwegian archipelago between mainland Norway and the North Pole, one of the world's northernmost inhabited areas. It's known for its rugged, remote terrain of glaciers and frozen tundra sheltering polar bears, Svalbard reindeer, and Arctic foxes. Truly spectacular, if I do say so myself. Svalbard is governed by Norway, and the governor of Svalbard, known as Sysselmesteren, previously Sysselmannen, represents the Norwegian government in exercising its sovereignty over the Svalbard archipelago. So pretty much Sysselmesteren makes all of our rules and regulations and also puts them in place and all of that. Even though we are governed by Norway, we don't share all of the same laws or rules as on the mainland. We have some of our own, and one of these are the alcohol restrictions. There are around 2,400 people living in Longyearbyen, which is the biggest village on Svalbard. Here, the official language is Norwegian. The sale of alcoholic beverages on Svalbard is regulated by quotas. People who are registered in the population register of Svalbard and are over 18 years old can get an alcohol quota card. You do have to be over 20 years old to be able to buy any products with over 22% alcohol. Before we go into what the monthly quota is on Svalbard, let's look at the history of why this is in place. This is an old rule from when the village looked very different and it just hasn't been changed. When you look online, there is a lot of misinformation regarding this rule. You will see many posts saying things like, since Svalbard is dark half of the year, seasonal depression is quite common, and the authorities limit the amount of alcohol locals can buy in a year in order to avoid at least a part of alcohol-fueled mishaps. So very dramatic, and also not at all why the rule was put in place according to the local stories. Longyearbyen was built as a company town, and the main industry was coal mining. It is said that to keep the coal miners from drinking too much, which would possibly interfere with their working ability, a ration was put in place. The products of choice for the miners were liquor and beer, so therefore that was limited. The officials, however, they enjoyed their wine, and they did not want that to be limited. So there is just no limit on wine purchases. So random if you look at it. Decades later, we still have this rule, and you cannot, as a local, purchase anything without this card. So now let's look at what the ration is per person per month. And this ration only applies to what you buy at the government-owned alcoholic beverage retailer, which is the only company allowed to sell beverages containing any alcohol content higher than 4.75% in Norway and Svalbard. So this is what you're allowed per month. Up to 2 bottles of liquor, up to half a bottle of fortified wine, so alternatively you have 1 bottle every second month, up to 24 cans or half bottles of beer containing no more than 4.75 alcohol in volume. And then you can see the rest there. And then light wine for reasonable consumption is not limited, but just reasonable consumption. You, of course, don't have to meet any of these quotas, and you don't have to buy anything at all. And you can also use previous month's quotas and buy them at a later month. So if it's May today, I didn't buy anything in April, I can use April and May's to buy. So yeah, that is the story of the alcohol card and kind of how it works. So do you find that weird? I find it a little bit weird. And I'm wondering if they ever will change it. But I don't feel like there's been a lot of a push to change this rule. And as far as I know, not a lot of people are that bothered by it. So that was today's video. I just came back from a walk. Woo! It is toasty outside. It's like 9 degrees. Woo, this is an early summer. But yeah, so I find this super interesting that we have alcohol cards in, essentially Norway. They don't have this on the mainland. This is just specifically for Svalbard because of, well, what the story says anyway. And it's still a rule, and I think it will be for quite some time. It doesn't seem to be a priority to change it. So, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to subscribe to see more videos from life in the Arctic on Svalbard, do that. That would be amazing. And I think the next kind of video in this series will be maybe the myth that says you're not allowed to die on Svalbard. And I think also I'm going to do one on the whole process of getting polar bear protection and how you get the license to be armed up here. I think that could be interesting. And then let me know in the comments also anything that you want me to talk about and make a video on from here. Because I find so many weird things that are up here so normal. And just let me know what you want me to explain more about and make a video on. So that's gonna be great. Oh, I'm sweating. And before we go, I'm gonna show you Grim Fenris because that is how every video should end, with the boys. Thank you so much for watching. Let's hang out with the dogs. Bye. Hi, baby boys. Hi. You guys, you're so dirty. Yeah, we went on a walk. Vi vill leka. Ja, är det gosigt? Oh, no, the door. We take this. Hi. Hi. Fenris. Come with your sweet face. Hi. Are you okay? We were just out on a long walk. You're beautiful. Går det bra, Grim? Up, du kan inte gå in. You guys are so precious.